Hi, it's Barbara Martin again. I wanted to talk about disability. I know a lot of people try to apply for it, but they get rejected. Usually, the what I've noticed, what a lot of people say is you get rejected the first time and you get the second, but it's finding the right doctor. This day and age, I mean, even when I got first injured in 2001, um, it you have to go to the right doctor or you don't get the right assessment. And of course, if you don't get the right assessment, you're going to get rejected. But usually, protocol, like I said, even when I tried to, with black and white brain injuries, I was rejected because I went to the wrong doctor. I went to a normal psychiatrist instead of going to a neuropsychologist. Um, Once I went to a neuropsychologist, they could see my damage and they knew the testing with the normal doctors that aren't specialists in that specialty. They'll look at the surface and they'll see that you can have a conversation, that you're on target, and you don't get it. But if you go to a neuropsychologist, they can do the actual in-depth testing. The actual test takes 5 hours, but they test from soup to nuts. They can get you a diagnosis. They can figure out what's going on. They can figure out the functionality of the brain. Um, so that's an avenue to go in. I mean, yeah, you can get to a special lawyer that's a disability lawyer, and they can work on contingency on your back disability. You can work that out. It's not like you have a closed door, but it's finding a lawyer and telling him this is what I need to do and explaining everything, and it can be possible. But yes, that first time, I don't know why it's a protocol, but it seems to be that either more proof, more testing, the standard things of just walking in, especially now in 2018, is a dream because there's so many people who are on disability for various reasons, and disability now is looking at who's on, and if you have a permanent disability, if you have a permanent injury, if it's just going to be a temporary case or what it's going to be. So proving, especially something that's a major disability, from a major accident or from a stroke, at this point, I understand that disability, that Social Security disability has to look in details, but there are unique differences between, say, someone who is debilitated from, I also have an autoimmune, so I can say an autoimmune to get temporary disability, and someone with some kind of permanent injury. Now, not saying that autoimmune isn't permanent, it is, but you can get the symptoms down. So, but if it did a unrepairable damage, that's another thing altogether. But there's some people that play the system totally. That's not for me to judge. I'm just saying, for people who really do need disability, you you have the opportunity, but you have to be able to prove the disability. Not just say this is what's going on. There needs to be some kind of concrete written testing, but the testing is 100% fact, and they break down everything. Yes, you can bring in your MRIs, your CAT scans like that, but sometimes they need more. Sometimes there needs to be a permanent showing or a aptitude showing. Needs to be something more. Getting temporary with the idea of rehabbing and coming back into into the normalcy of life, that's one thing. But getting permanent disability is very difficult without the 100% proof. And, you can get this assistance, but it takes time, unfortunately. I mean, there's Medicare, there's Medicaid, there are things you can apply for as well for help. Unfortunately, I don't qualify for anything with my circumstances being the way they are because I get alimony. So that outweighs that extra bit that assistance would give me. But other people can apply for assistance. They can look for something more. You don't have to feel stuck. So I just wanted to bring up this fact because unfortunately there are too many people not knowing where to go, not knowing what to do, or just feeling like they won't get it, or being rejected the first time, just losing hope when you can apply again, but you have to go to the right doctors, you have to get the right assessments, and you have to bring those in as proof, or the doors are going to close. So, I believe that, the system does work. It just takes time. And it takes presenting who you are and what's going on. And, honesty these days is very difficult because there are people who do what they do that, unfortunately, the world has many different kinds of people. So, just to give you some hope, I mean, it's not like a doctor is going to not give accurate information, and it's not like a courtroom is going to throw it away. If you're at the right doctor, getting the right assessment, you're going to prove your case. So I just wanted to make sure you knew that there is hope, because I know a lot of people who don't qualify, who kept getting rejected because it's either A, you have to find a disability lawyer, or it's B, you have to find the right doctor to assess you that's going to be the specialist in that field based on your injury. So, thank you for your time. Good night.